Looking for live entertainment that inspires all ages? Join the Fergus Falls Concert Association for an unforgettable season of music. Great entertainment starts September 13th with The Secret Agents, a powerful variety group covering hits from the 60s to today. On November 13th, the Barricade Boys deliver powerful vocals and West End charm. Enjoy a fun, impromptu musical picnic with Music Caravan on February 19th, blending global rhythms and classical finesse, and Young Original on April 24th, an energetic youth ensemble sure to dazzle. 6 exciting concerts in all, plus your membership includes concerts in Wadena, Sauk Center, and Alexandria too. Sponsored by great local partners like Minnesota Motors, Quality Toyota, Olson Funeral, and Glendy Nielsen Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Pioneer Care, Krekelberg Law, Nickelmo and Ellig Law, Ottertail Power Company, Buyer Body Shop, and Service Food. Get your Fergus Falls Concert Association season tickets now at Victor Lundin Company or from a neighborhood ticket seller.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Tuesday morning. It is 9:10, and I have to say happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, as it's our anniversary today.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
How many years?
8.
Wow. That went fast.
Went very fast.
I feel like you just got married.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that does go fast.
It makes it easy because my anniversary is 10 days after my birthday, and I got married when I was 40, so I always know the year of, or how many years we've been married, because I just, start at 40 and go up.
All right. Well, that makes it easy. And so do you guys do anything special for your anniversary?
We often do. I don't know what we're doing tonight. Someone was a little annoyed I didn't take the day off. But outside of that, I have no idea.
Is Jen off today?
She was. I think she's taking a half day because
somebody else didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's maybe not the great way to start your anniversary, but whatever. You can always celebrate on the weekend or tonight or later today.
I look at it this way, we celebrate every day.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I just want you to know that if she's tuned in, you just made her madder. No, anyway, you guys will have fun no matter what you do, but because you guys do have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're a good pair. So, congratulations already on 8 years. My goodness, that goes fast. Well, off to a nice start. A little foggy out there today.
A little foggy, yeah.
The fog had kind of lifted for my drive into town, which I was grateful for, because when we went for our walk this morning, it was pretty thick out there.
Yeah, it was pretty okay when I got up and headed in.
You couldn't see much as I looked out at the lake. You couldn't see very far. It was pretty foggy. But anyway, hopefully that has lifted. Just want to remind people that some kids started school today. Ooh. So I know. My grandkids all started school today. I hate school. I just hate back to school.
Oh, but
I love
here.
it once it's here and once I'm used to it, and I'm not the one who has to do the hard schoolwork.
No.
I just like when the kids are, a little more free to come and hang out with us.
Yeah, but they got to work their brains.
But anyway, it's always fun to get into the volleyball and football season too.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got coming up. Lots of volleyball, lots of football. And so we always look forward to that. It's always just hard to go from one season to the next. So you go from summer and everybody hanging out and having a good time, and then all of a sudden structure again.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of parents who are just cheerleading today. And
I'm not in the choir.
yeah, well, sometimes, structure is good. Do you just have one left at home?
Yeah.
Okay. So structure is is kind of nice
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. And I know there's a lot of parents who feel like that when school does start. So I'm looking forward to, we love to go to football games. I love volleyball games. I was a volleyball player. And so I do love that game.
I love going to soccer games. I was a soccer player.
Yeah, I think we like going to those sports that we played in, maybe just because we understand the sport really well.
Yeah.
Although things in volleyball, I got to tell you, have changed quite a bit since I played. And anyway, it's just a lot of fun to watch.
Things like the libero?
The libero.
Libero.
Yeah.
I don't do the sports analogy.
Yeah,
I just do the
still
video
don't
stuff.
quite understand what the libero does.
I think they're like the defensive specialists.
They are a defensive
and they
specialist.
can't play up front.
Right, exactly.
That's all I know. And they get a special
so they're
jersey.
the ones that dig the balls out of the back row. Yeah. So anyway, but we never had a libero when I played. But I'll tell you how old I am, and this makes me sound ancient. I played competitive volleyball, high school volleyball. I was on the very first girls volleyball team that Fergus High School had.
Ah.
Yeah, fall of 1978.
I was on the very first JV team in soccer that Fergus Falls had.
Okay. All right.
Before it was like, if you come out, we'll put you on the varsity. And then my 8th grade year, they invited a couple of us 8th graders up to start a JV team.
Okay. All right.
So I was on the very
we both
first JV
got a
team.
couple of verse, but when you talk about when volleyball, girls volleyball started at Fergus Falls High School, that's me. It makes me feel so old. But anyway, I'm sure glad I bought into it because it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, I love volleyball.
Yeah, I do too. And it's really fun to watch. So I look forward to the volleyball season. We actually have, there's a scrimmage. I think their first scrimmage is over in Breckenridge on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to going and watching that. And getting back into fall sports. And football's always fun to watch. I'm one of those grandmas that sits on the sideline kind of like this, holding kind of covering my eyes, kind of watching because I just want the game to be over and nobody to be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what grandmas do. I thought it would be so much easier, and I think a lot of parents think this, that, oh my gosh, I can't wait till my kids are 18 and taking care of themselves. Let me tell you, don't even, because you never get there. And then when the next generation comes, you worry more.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I might worry.
Yeah, oh, you will. Let's write this down because when you have your first grandkid, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you will. And I know grandparents out there are shaking their heads, agreeing with me, saying, oh gosh, you worried about your kids? Oh my goodness, doesn't even compare to how you worry about the grandkids. So it's never over.
I look at it this way: when you have your kids, you don't know really what's going on. So I guess you don't really get the worry, or maybe you overly worry. So when you've got the grandkids, you kind of got an idea and a grasp of what it all entails.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. So you kind of know what could potentially happen, and maybe you look back at what you did.
I always look back at what I did.
Me too.
And so it was so fun because we've got 3 boys, and as they were growing up, there's certain things that I would notice that Jen would not notice, and it's just like, yeah,
I get it.
Be safe.
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
What do you mean? And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't notice?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's very true. Well, big headlines in the news, as there always is. President Trump met with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and promised very good protection. Now, so if Donald Trump came to you and said, honest, I'm telling you, I'm going to offer you very good protection.
He's got the SPF 15.
I know, he's funny. In fact, I watched an interview. I saw that President Trump was going to be on Fox and Friends this morning.
Okay.
And he was on the air with them for 25 minutes.
Oh, he loves being on them.
And those
they can't get rid of him off.
Those people could not get a word in edgewise. It was, you and I have interviewed a lot of people over our years in radio.
Oh, yeah.
And some are a whole lot easier to interview than others.
Yep.
And I just felt for those 3 anchors because They never got a word in edgewise. And we all know how Donald Trump just drones on and on and on. Finally, after 20 minutes, I turned on, I'm like, oh, enough of that. And I'm a supporter. But yeah, he just goes on and on. And not super articulate. I mean, it's just blah, 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 blah. Just, I did this and I did this. And I'm like, ugh. Yep, you did, but do we need to hear about it? Anyway, I would rather hear him just say, you know what, I think it went really well, and I'm proud of how it came out, and I have high hopes, not I did this and I did that, and he's such a blowhard. I'm sorry, he just is.
But
I love what he's doing. I think
Trump.
It is. And he kept talking about, and he was asked this question, were the other European leaders around the table, are they worried about 3 years down the road, 3.5 years down the road, when you are no longer president? Because, and I never thought of this, but you think of Vladimir Putin and probably
he's been there forever.
And probably even Zelensky, because he's young. But these are guys who don't just have 4-year terms.
No.
They could be there forever. I mean, Putin might last another 20 years. He's in his 70s.
I'm hoping not.
Well, I mean,
somebody's got to get a little repellent.
Well, not in Russia. If they don't want you to win, you're not gonna. And so I hadn't really thought of that.
Yeah.
But those guys have no term limits. I mean, they could be there forever, and they kind of rig their elections so that Putin is always going to be the winner. If you run against him, you're dead. Somebody kills you, but now that that was the question that was asked. Were these leaders worried about 3.5 years down the road? And I thought his answer was interesting. He said, they did bring that up. We did talk about it. He said, but what I told them is we've got a deep bench. And if you're not into, athletic terms, that means that your starting 5 on the basketball court, your next 5 that are sitting on the bench are all good replacements. So that is a deep bench, if you didn't know what I was talking about. So he really thinks that J.D. Vance and some others, he named them all off.
Oh, he did put J.D. in there.
He did. Started with J.D. and then he went down the line. And he used all their first names. So unless you are really connected to his cabinet, you might not have known all the names he said.
Did you say Doug?
He did. He didn't mention Doug.
Oh,
but
poor Burger.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting. He said, well, we've got a deep bench. And I thought, well, I thought that was...
I mean, what else can he say?
Well, true, but he doesn't always.
Yeah.
And, there for a while, he didn't even...
Think of JD.
He never said it out loud like JD would be his successor. So anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, Dominion Voting Systems. Remember this whole debacle?
Yes.
Well, anyway, they have settled a defamation lawsuit. Remember, all of the news outlets were saying, oh my goodness, Dominion Voting Systems are rigged and they've been hacked and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so they all got lawsuits leveled against them. Their lawsuit against Newsmax paid out $67 million. The settlement finalized last Friday is the latest in a series of payouts by conservative news outlets regarding false claims about the 2020 election. Dominion previously settled a similar case with Fox News. Get this, $787 million.
I thought Newsmax owned Fox.
Yeah, I don't know that. And Newsmax with Smartmatic, they got hit for $40 million. So turns out you can't talk about Dominion voting systems. And Mike Lindell was the guy who said, he was always talking about all the things that could go wrong and that were fraudulent during voting. And I think he might have been right on some of those things.
Yep.
But anyway, Dominion Voting Systems now has settled those defamation. And they have a lot of, they won plenty. But they've been at this for a really long time, so I'd hate to pay their attorneys.
The lawyers won plenty.
Exactly. All right, Hurricane Aaron is projecting to turn and bring life-threatening surf and rip currents. And they've closed a lot of beaches up the East Coast. What happens is those currents take you out very quickly, sometimes without you even really realizing. And by the time you realize what's happened, there's absolutely no way you can swim against it. So what you're supposed to do...
Swim sideways.
Swim sideways. Go parallel to the beach.
It was interesting. We were at Venice Beach, and there was some riptides there, and the lifeguards, there was a couple lifeguards that were kind of in charge of, hey, blowing the whistle and say, no, you guys have to move this way, you guys have to move this way.
Right.
And I went up and asked him, I'm like, excuse me, sir, I'm from Minnesota, we don't deal with riptides. How do you see them? And then he sat there and he pointed out and showed me examples of where they were, and as soon as you know what to look for, you can see them.
Really?
And it was really interesting because they're not that wide. They're probably maybe the ones we saw at Venice were probably 20 to 30 yards wide. So you can easily swim out of them.
Okay.
But he was able to move them out, and you could see them starting to form. You could see their life cycle, and then they'd go away. But yeah, you didn't want to be sucked in, and they were in charge of doing it. And he showed me, very nice gentleman, explained it to me, and it was kind of neat. I was able to sit there and watch them form and go away.
And just your first reaction is to turn around and swim for shore as quickly as you know.
Yeah, that's not going to happen
at the shortest point.
Yeah.
But you'll never be able to swim against that.
But
so you need to swim parallel to the shore and get out of it, and then make. Yeah,
it's made so much sense when I was able to see, how small they are. At least the ones that we were.
They should show that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So people.
And it really made sense, the whole swimming parallel, because you're going to get out of it pretty quickly.
Right. Well, anyway, Aaron, the first Atlantic hurricane of the hurricane season, now 25, intensified to a Category 4 storm with sustained winds of 140 miles an hour. The storm's path is expected to stay east of the southeastern Bahamas and move between Bermuda and the U.S. East Coast by the middle of this week. The Department of Transportation has initiated a new $1 million challenge aimed at fostering innovation in American transportation and infrastructure. This challenge seems to encourage cost-saving ideas and enhance safety. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy emphasized the importance of developing 21st century technologies to propel transportation forward. Kind of feels like transportation was like in the dark ages after we saw what was going on in air traffic control and that sort of thing.
I'm shocked that they're not using dial-up modems at Newark.
I know. And, another good thing that's happening now, they're testing it out at some of America's largest airports. They're really backing down on security on all of those things that you were not able to take on board.
Oh.
Now, if you buy a bottle of booze in the airport, you can actually take it in your carry-on. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But a lot of the stuff and a lot of that liquid stuff, we don't have to be so worried about anymore, at least at some airports.
Yep.
It's a start. All right. Coming up on 9:30 break for the markets, we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Local farmers. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company in Fergus Falls currently has open slots and accepting animals. They take the hassle out of processing and butchering your livestock. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Serving Fergus Falls of the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers like you. Call or visit Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition on Highway 210 East.
Are you or any of your loved ones impacted by hearing loss? Do you have ideas on how the state can improve access to language, education, healthcare, employment, and more? We want your ideas. Visit mn.gov/deaf-commission to take the survey. Paid for by the Minnesota Commission of the Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing. aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Layton Media has an amazing opportunity to add a media consultant to our Fergus Falls team. If you have energy, integrity, and a passion to talk to people, you might be the perfect fit. We want someone that is not only a go-getter, but a team player who's eager to be part of a successful, supportive team. If you're ready to make an impact with the businesses we work with, we want to hear from you. Apply today at layton.media and become part of a team that values community, integrity, and growth. That's layton.media to apply. Your success starts here.
What does life on the cutting edge mean to Riley LaPinka?
Making hay has changed so much now with Harvextra alfalfa. You don't have to be tied down to a certain cutting window. That saves us a lot of headache, a lot of cost, wear and tear on machinery, you name it. It just cuts all that down.
Harvextra alfalfa with Roundup Ready technology gives you an extra edge when it comes to cutting flexibility. Hear more of Riley's story at harvextra.com.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out today's trade a bit red here. Soybeans, corn, and wheat all lower across the board. Everag market analyst John Barr says grains markets are keeping a close eye on the Pro Farmer Tour this week.
Saw some pretty impressive numbers, especially out of South Dakota last night when they revealed that. And Ohio was one of those states that early on got talked about that was a little rough planting conditions. And still over their test, we're a little over 1% higher, about 2.5 bushels higher than last year's yield estimate on their tour. So probably getting a little bit of a slight downtick from those maybe surprising numbers in the areas that maybe showed some early signs. We get through the week. They move into those more vital states here as we get into the I states here later Tuesday, today, and into tomorrow and Thursday.
Cattle markets starting out today a bit higher with the fats anywhere from 7 to 30 cents higher. Feeders $1.20 to $1.50 to the upside. Hogs are all hog contracts lower.
Fundamentally, not a whole lot's changed. So I think you're seeing a lot of just fun trading here, taking some profit towards the end of the week and rallying it back here to start the new week. So I don't suspect anything really changing anytime soon with that until something fundamentally changes or we see a plant closure that just can't perform at these higher prices that we're at right now.
That's Everag market analyst John Barr. And you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Hey, Dan, what's cooking?
Hey, Jim. What do you think of the selection?
Yeah, well, having a great selection is super important. It's how you stand out. And you got to test and test some more to make sure you get it absolutely right. And by broadly accessing the industry's latest genetics and traits, we only recommend the best seed for your fields. And with answer plot data, response to scores, and other inputs, we take a whole acre approach. In other words, our priority is you. ROI? Oh yeah, you betcha. Finding some of the best options for your local growing conditions really helps maximize profitability.
Great. But I was talking about the burgers and dogs.
Oh, yeah. Those two.
Talk to your local Cropland retail seed expert today. Cropland Seed. Anything but typical.
Got any mustard?
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business.
Farm broadcaster Don Wick here. The Big Iron Farm Show coming up September 9th, 10th, and 11th. Join the Red River Farm Network, our building near the center of the grounds. Ag Country Farm Credit Services has daily seminars in our building at 11:30. Land value seminars with Farmers National Company at 2:30 Tuesday and Wednesday. Full details on the Red River Farm Network website. Go to the Big Iron tab. Our coverage sponsored by Pioneer, North Dakota Corn Council, North Dakota Corn Growers Association, and Prairie Industries.
Checking quotes for you. September wheat, Minneapolis down 1.5 to 5.66. Chicago September wheat 2.5 lower to 5 even. September KC winter wheat's down 4.5 at 501.5. September corn 1.25 lower to 381 3/4. September soybeans down 6.5 to 1014.5. November canola is down $4 per metric ton to 647.70 Canadian. October live cattle's up a dime to 231.27. September feeders up $1.12 to 352.05. And October hogs are 7 cents lower at 90.05. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear how the whole Zelensky-Trump meeting went on Monday at the White House. Heck, most of Europe was there too for some reason, and Trump fielded questions on every topic again. May need some extra time on that. At 4:06, hear what wine of the week Jeff has picked out on the Westside Liquor Wine Line. Then hear fellow Ox listeners' wines of the week. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the Ox say?
Summer flies by, doesn't it? Between family outings, kids' activities, and soaking up every bit of sunshine, we're all on the go. But in the middle of the rush, don't forget to check in with yourself. Lakeland Mental Health Center reminds you your mental well-being matters too. If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or down, reach out. Make the call to LMHC. Visit lmhc.org and connect with support that fits your needs. With services available in Alexandria, Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Moorhead. LMHC is here to help today for a better tomorrow.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me live every Friday on KBRFradio.com or the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. The live stream starts at 12:30 and will be available to watch after the stream ends. The KBRFradio.com weekly news recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorial.com, memorials that matter.
Keeping you company out on the lakes, the Minnesota Twins, and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF.
Hey, Twins fans, it's Chris Atterbury. After the off day yesterday, the Twins are ready to go. They've got Joe Ryan on the mound today. He'll be looking for his 13th win of the year. Joe Ryan taking on Jacob Lopez and the Athletics. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock. We welcome Dan Gladden back into the booth. 6:40 is our first pitch on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Currently 67. It's going to be a beautiful day today, so get out and enjoy it. A couple nice days. Then we got our golf outing, and then hopefully after the golf outing, we'll see the rain as hopefully it'll hold off.
I know.
Chamber Golf Scramble.
I did look ahead, and it kind of looks like the rain might hold off till
after, yeah.
5-ish or so, and so that would be great because everybody should be everybody should be in by 5.
Yeah, I'll have all the details. Lisa Workman will join me in about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll have Andrew Bremseth with the City of Fergus Falls joining me in about an hour. So
Okay.
a lot of things to cover next hour.
All right. Looking forward to that coming up on Thursday. Well, I don't know if you saw this, but MSNBC and NBC are now divorced.
Yep.
Yeah. And so MSNBC used to be in the same building in Midtown Manhattan as NBC. They had all their studios together, and the anchors would often jump from MSNBC and come over NBC and vice versa.
Yep.
And now that's done.
They wanted to cut off the gangrene.
Yep. So there has been a divorce there, and some of your anchors that you know, the ones that you know from NBC, I think pretty much are staying where they are.
Yeah.
And the MSNBC, they're getting the heck out of Dodge. They're going to a temporary location, so that NBC building downtown in Midtown Manhattan will just be NBC now. Anyway, MSNBC will no longer be MSNBC. It is going to be now MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World, I think. I think that's what it is. Anyway, the decision was driven by Universal's desire to retain exclusive use of the iconic peacock logo and branding. This means MSNBC will need to establish its own identity. They have a new logo. It's already out there. It's got a bit of a flag on it, if you use your imagination a little bit. Anyway, allows them to set their own course and assert their own independence as they continue to build their modern news gathering operation. So the network will also focus on expanding its digital and direct-to-consumer offerings. While the new MS Now name may cause some initial confusion, prominent MSNBC anchor Rachel Maddow expressed support, noting it reflects the network's growing separation and the competition with NBC News. I have a feeling that didn't go down very well.
From what I heard, it did not go down very well. I'm
Yeah.
a little surprised they didn't use Chicken Little as their mascot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the sky is
falling. The sky is falling.
Sky is falling
Trump,
kind
Trump,
of
the sky is
for
falling.
MSNBC, I
Yes.
think. Anyway. All right. Okay. So, what is it? Hell hath no
No
fury.
fury like a woman scorned.
Okay. Well, here we go. A Kentucky woman stands accused of extensively damaging her ex-boyfriend's car after an argument last month. Now, this is just an argument.
It sounds like a Carrie Underwood song.
Oh, my goodness. According to police, Stephanie is alleged to have poured salt into the vehicle's engine and throwing glitter into the air conditioning vents. Oh, boy. She slashed a tire, broke the radio screen, and cracked both the windshield and the rearview mirror. The estimated cost of the repairs, $12,000 and change. 12,000, almost 500. Anyway, which the victim claims that she admitted to after the car was towed to a local Goodyear. She has reportedly messaged her ex on Instagram to apologize, stating that she was stressed due to her pregnancy. Oh my goodness, what a mess. Anyway, despite partially confessing to the vandalism, she appears cheerful in her mugshot. She has been charged with felony criminal mischief and is being held on $12,000 bond. Now, you can kill somebody and get less than her.
Yeah.
You can be out same day.
Yeah. That was her mistake.
Oh, my goodness. In fact, the guy, I just saw a news story on this morning, and you probably have had it on our news too. The man who killed 2 people in Moorhead with the or was it just one? With the skateboard?
One with the
Yeah,
skateboard.
okay. So he beat the guy with a skateboard, and he later died. Just a short time before, and I don't know if it was a week or 2 weeks. Anyway, he had been seen on his skateboard kind of doing bad things. They had called the police on him, and nobody ever did anything about it. And then here's the guy now who beat somebody to death with that. So anyway, yeah, people behaving badly. And again, because potentially there are no consequences, so you can pretty much do whatever you want to do, right?
Yep.
Okay, emergency responders in Vernon, Connecticut were called to an unusual rescue situation. This is firefighters, and no, it's not a cat in a tree, but rather a 40-year-old man had become wedged inside the middle portion of a tube slide at the elementary school. I think I'd stay on the slide. I'd be so embarrassed. Anyway, the town of Vermont, the fire department, along with EMS and police, arrived on the scene just after 4:30 on Saturday. Photos show the man was stuck feet and head first and with his body folded at the waist.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Feet and head first, so he's
in half.
Oh,
gosh.
He didn't learn how to do that slide.
No, he did not. Anyway, firefighters set up ventilation equipment to keep the man cool, then removed a section of the slide to reach him. Oh my gosh. After a 30-minute operation, the patient was successfully freed. He refused any medical treatment. I'd want to get the heck out of Dodge, too. He did not want to go to the hospital. While the cause of the incident remains unclear, the fire department's quick response and specialized rescue techniques allowed them to safely extract the man from the confined space of the playground.
And, of course, the thing we're all wondering, was alcohol a factor?
Well, that's a really great question. But just once again, this is confirmation that firefighters do so much more than fight fire and get cats out of trees.
Yep.
They get full-grown men out of tube slides at elementary schools. Oh, gosh. Can you imagine how embarrassed you'd be? Well, you'd be so glad to be out of there.
Well, I mean, hopefully you're with somebody. Can you imagine just doing that by yourself and being stuck there until somebody walks by?
Well, that's a great question. Somebody had to go for help.
I think alcohol is a factor.
Perhaps.
Hey, Ted.
I dare ya. Oh, I know.
No, don't do it the right way. Go this way.
Can't you just hear it?
Do a swan dive.
Well, it doesn't say that alcohol was a factor, but I guess we can just about assume as much. But we all have done stupid things. That is for sure. But that is one that thankfully is not in my repertoire. So I'm thankful for that. Okay, we talked a little bit about this yesterday with Derek about buying versus renting and all that sort of thing. Well, according to a new study, American renters have lived in their current homes for an average of 4 years, and some of them up to 7 years or more. Baby boomers and Gen Xers have remained the longest, and they say that they are unlikely to move this year either. They just say that they browse things weekly, and they call it doom scrolling because there's just nothing out there for them. Yet renters also personalize their units and then just decide, you know what, this is a better idea. I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to keep on renting. Despite this, just 40% have renter's insurance, believe it or not, even though a third have suffered past damages, averaging about 10 grand. So it kind of feels like kind of what Derek was saying yesterday. More people his age and more people across the board, but especially Gen Xers are just saying, you know what, I'm just going to rent.
Yeah.
And then they doom scroll.
Doom scrolling.
Yeah, till they find something, which I guess has not been very easy. Okay, so while on that, younger singles, and talking about income and money and that sort of thing, there is a survey out there that says that there are shifting attitudes around dating and finances, and they say that younger single people find income transparency attractive. So
hey, baby, this is how much money I make.
This is Gen Z and millennials. They find financial openness to be one of the attractive attributes. Yeah.
I live in my parents' basement for a reason.
I guess. Over a third of Gen Z even feel pressure to spend heavily on dates, and some have ghosted someone due to poor finances. Oh, my. Anyway, the people that were polled here say that they believe financial talks should happen early in a relationship and, before there's any sort of commitment. So, how much do you make?
Find out their checkbook before you get the feels.
Or their last name. Don't you, once in a while, I see some crazy last name, and I think, gosh, if I knew his name, and
would you marry him?
Would I marry him, or would I just not take that crazy last name?
You can always just not take it.
I guess. You can now, but, 20 years ago, if you said, no.
I always loved, Jay Leno always had, in headlines every once in a while, he'd have crazy last names. It's this wedding. It's the this wedding. And you're like, oh.
I know. Yeah. I guess, would that make a difference? I know it shouldn't, but oh boy, you don't want to get saddled with a terrible last name.
You have to have a pretty good financial security for that.
I think sometimes people get married, women get married to get rid of a horrible last name.
Oh, that could be true.
Okay. I also know people who married, their husband had the same last name as them, so they never had to change a thing.
Yep.
Isn't that a great idea?
That's what Jen was in her first marriage. They were both Andersons.
Okay.
So.
Well, this was Johnson, so it's pretty easy when you're an Anderson or a Johnson. You don't have to change anything. All right. Okay. Wait till you hear this. Another survey, of course.
Survey says?
Yes, and it's young adults again. They say that friendship is just getting too expensive.
What?
That's terrible. That's sad. Okay,
What?
Find a way to just be together and do things that don't cost money. I don't know. But anyway, this is back to millennials and Gen Zs. We've been kind of hard on them today. But they have skipped social events just because they are a financial burden.
What's the definition of a social event?
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess I don't know. I'll read on here. Nearly a quarter of respondents say they fear missing out on friendships and community because of their monetary limitations. Despite this, they still visit bars or restaurants with friends at least weekly. And anyway, they say that some, though, have a firm budget for social activities, and once the money in that budget is gone, but to go out once a week, I mean,
that's still spendy.
I think so, and that is not. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe make it once a month.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But when they started talking about going out and bar and restaurant, I could see that limiting that and that being expensive. But
but we all do that. Not even just the millennials and the Gen Zers. We just We just decide,
I don't have cash for that this week.
Yeah, right, exactly. So anyway, but they said that they have social budgets. And if there's no money in the social budget, then they just don't.
Oh, it's good that they're budgeting. Dave Ramsey would be proud.
Wouldn't Dave Ramsey be proud?
He'd be very proud.
I want to tell Dave Ramsey about my buy a bag of potatoes and eat potatoes a different way for lunch. Every day for, I don't know, 3 weeks. I did that with a colleague that used to work here. We used to go out for lunch every day, and it just got so darned expensive. So one day we decided, you know what? We're going to go buy a bag of potatoes, and we're going to make potatoes a different way every day for lunch. And so then a bag of potatoes was probably $1.99 or it was probably less than that. And so we did that. We made potatoes a different way every day. And I love potatoes. And by the way, today is National Potato Day.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So I just thought this was a good day to bring that up. But anyway, we laugh about that. But we did it because it was a cost-saving measure. We wanted to have lunch together every day, but we just didn't have the resources to go out every day. So yeah, we ate potatoes. And a bag of potatoes, it could take you through the week easy.
Yeah.
And I love potatoes.
I'd go crazy.
It was good. We were very inventive, I think.
What was your most creative way to do potatoes?
I think it was the stuff we topped them with.
Okay.
So as I remember, we took mashed potatoes. We did mashed potatoes one day, which of course I could live on mashed potatoes. But then we made potato patties. So you take the mashed potatoes and you smush them into a patty, and then you fry them the next day.
Yep.
And then we topped that with, I don't know, who knows what we
sour
topped it
cream
with.
chive.
Probably.
Steak.
Yeah. Well, probably not steak, because remember, we were on a potato budget. But anyway, National Potato Day, it seemed like we needed to tell that story. So there you go. All right. Yeah, I guess I already used up the the feel good, and that was getting that guy out of that tube slide. So, because you got to think it must feel good for him to get the heck out of that slide.
Any questions?
Yeah. Questions? Yes. Oh, you'll get both of these today.
It's a good day.
Which planet in our solar system, you like it already, don't you?
Yes.
Is the closest in size to Earth?
Venus.
Yeah, I knew. See, I told you. The band Pearl Jam formed in what city?
Wow, these are very easy.
Told ya.
Seattle.
Yes. See, I told you would know.
That was back my high school days.
Yeah, well.
Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots.
See, those are things I just never allowed myself to know or learn.
Well,
don't know,
you would have
don't
played
care.
music back then.
Yeah, but
Or were you in country?
I can't tell you how many times people have said, "Oh, get Mary on your trivia team," and then choose music because she works at the radio station. I'm the dumbest person in the world when it comes to knowing artists and songs and years. Don't have me on your team. I am no help.
The person you need to have is Greg Brady.
Greg Brady.
Holy
so what
cow,
I would
he's a
do,
walking
I would. So then
music
people would
dictionary.
recruit me, and then they would realize how stupid I was, and so I would find myself texting Greg Brady and saying, "Help me with this one. Help me with this one." Oh my gosh.
I always used to get a kick out of that too because they're all like, well, Dave, you work at the radio station. I'm like, I'm on the talk radio station.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, sorry, can't help you.
I don't play music.
Well, I do on one of the stations, so I should know a little bit more than I do for sure. But I've got a few favorites. I can answer a few questions. But anyway, all right. Well, that's going to wrap things up for a Tuesday. Okay, everybody, you made it through Monday. It's going to be a beautiful day. There's your feel good.
There's your feel good right there.
Yeah, right
Lisa
there.
Workman coming up at 10:15.
Okay.
Andrew Bremseth, 10:35.
That sounds great. Today's show and every day brought to you by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.